Hi, I'm Fred, and today, let's build a rocket factory. Now, the first thing you need is a location. If you don't really know where to build it, all you need to do is steal Joe's garage. This depends on whether or not you have a Joe on your server. I did this with permission, and then I've waited a month to actually start building. But he hasn't taken it back yet, so I'm keeping it. So all we need to do is build a machine to build rockets, and feed it with a creeper farm and a sugarcane farm. To build this, you'll need a little bit of redstone. So once you get your chest for storage, we need to sneak behind it and put an auto crafter into it. So then the idea is on one side we'll put in gunpowder, and the other side we'll put in paper. And there, we're done. I'm just kidding, we are not done. Don't just stop the video. So we want to go in here. Remember the recipe for rockets is 1 gunpowder, 1 paper, 3 rockets comes out. So what I like to do is go ahead and put some gunpowder and some paper in and set it up. So the idea is we don't want this to trigger until we know that there's gunpowder and paper in here. And we want to make sure that they don't get intermixed up. We don't want 2 gunpowder, like both slots filled with gunpowder or both slots filled with paper. So the design I've come up with is to check the gunpowder in here and the paper in here. And as long as both of them have something in them, then this will trigger, or this will fire, will create the rockets, will get shoved in here. So let's lay down some colorful wool to differentiate the circuits. Now, even though this is the paper hopper, the gunpowder reading actually comes over it. So we'll put that there. Whoops, wrong. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Another one for the paper. Then a big old ugly circuit to complete the rocket side of things. Bloop. So for the gunpowder side, we'll take a reading off of that hopper. Whatever comes out the side, it won't read the one below. And then we run this line into here. We'll talk about what these 3 blocks are soon. And then for the paper line, we take the signal and then send it into this set of the 3 blocks. So that's what that is. So we're reading this hopper for the gunpowder and this hopper for the paper. These 3 blocks actually represent an AND gate, which means that both of these have to have a signal coming off of them to turn off this line. So if I put all this paper in here, you can see that this signal turns on and turns off this torch. So there's still paper in here, but there's no gunpowder in here, so that signal doesn't get through. It's an XNOR gate, a NAND gate. I don't remember what this is called. Basically, it remains on, which will lock the circuit we're going to build here until both of these have something in them. Listen, there's a lot of very similar names in logic. Some of them I remember, some of them I don't. I want to say it's a NAND gate. Basically, I think of it as a reverse AND gate, or an inverted AND gate. Okay, so this curves around, and we just need to extend it. You can see that this circuit is locked. If I remove that, this will just keep on the timer. But it's locked now because these are both empty, or at least one of them is empty, I should say. And that'll prevent this, which won't set off right now, but that'll prevent this from running. To complete the circuit, all we need is a target block here, which, as you can see, created 3 rockets because this signal powered it. But that's okay. We had the stuff in there. It doesn't really matter. Now, the other bit of little gear we want in here is if this chest is full, we want to disable the circuit as well, so we're not just shooting rockets everywhere. To that, we pull a signal off the chest, wrap it all the way around, and we put a repeater into there. So if this chest is completely full, it'll also turn the signal on and block this. Now, the way we check to make sure that chest is going to be completely full is just with a little bit of comparator logic. Now, the best way I found to do this is to just take a hopper and load it up with junk. And that way this won't be lit unless this entire thing is full. Now, this works fine if you just want to fill this up full of gunpowder and fill this up full of paper. You can see it clicking through. You can see it creating rockets. But we came for an AFK factory. Okay, the creeper farm is done. Now I just need to slip in a sugarcane farm underneath here. We'll be good to go. And now we've got a sugarcane farm in here, which we just saw work. It's compact, but a little expensive with the observers here. So now we just got to wrap this up in a giant building, hopefully not breaking our gunpowder farm, because this really was designed just to have an open cap on it. If you put walls too close to it in the wrong spots, it will kind of throw off the creepers. But we'll see what we can do. I've been building this building for like an hour or so to get this far. I'm like a third, maybe a quarter of the way up. I need so much more materials. Oh, that's my afternoon and evening gone. The build, she is done. But does she work? I actually don't know. I just finished it. Let's go test. I've been collecting a little extra paper while finishing the top. Here, creepers. You can see up into the sugarcane farm, but you can't see in the creeper farm because I got a solid wall above this to keep a little light out from that. There goes one. Every time I build a farm with things dying, I get comments like, nothing's popping in. You gotta wait, man. Oh, these are coming in fast and furious. Well, I don't know how angry they are. You can see I just have 47 gunpowder in here, and that's just because whatever kind of holds off, it'll just tend to go through. One will fill up, the other one won't. Doesn't really matter. And while here, I might as well top off. Now, the AFK spot of this is kind of here. It should work from down below. It's just that this is a 25 block drop, which means the creepers are spawning in a few blocks north of that or above that, which means we want to make sure they're keeping in spawning distance, and we're getting a little iffy at that. So it'll work if you're lower, but this is pretty ideal. I built this higher just because, I had this building here that I stole from Joe. But Joe's back on the server now and causing more nonsense. It's like he's dying to be a president of an HOA somewhere, and no one wants to be that. So no matter what sugarcane and gunpowder farm you use, this is the circuit you wanted to use. Automatically create your rockets. We've got our AFK rocket factory set up and ready to go. Ooh, architecture. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch everyone later. Ouch.